Hello, hello, and hello. Welcome to Diva Speaks. This is your hostess, Angela, and I want to welcome you to this very special Sunday edition of Diva Speaks podcast. And thank you for choosing to spend a little time with me today. I do acknowledge the fact that there are thousands of other podcasts that you could be listening to, but you are choosing to spend a moment with me and to tune into this particular conversation. So for that, I am grateful. I would also like to tell you that if I step on any toes, please feel free to step up and speak out. Contact me at divaspeaksofficial@gmail.com. So today on this very special Sunday, I want to talk about this video that is circulating on Facebook. It is the video of a young woman who is expressing her demands as it relates to her dating life. Now, the audio is explicit in language, so I just want to warn you that you're going to hear a lot of profanity, but I really want you to pay attention to what she's saying because that is what this particular episode of Diva Speaks is about. So I'm going to play the video for you. You're going to hear the audio of it and we're going to talk about it, okay? So here goes.
You know what? It's the hell of 2019. I don't want another motherfucking nigga to offer to take me out to eat, to take me to the movies, to take me nowhere. Unless y'all fucking asking me, can y'all pay my motherfucking bills? Straight up. You want me to give you my time? You want me to come for pills? You want me to get my motherfucking hair done, my makeup done, and everything else, just to come out and go on a motherfucking date, and we ain't talking about no bills. Okay? Real men get time from me. Real men get the fuck with me. Cause real men pay bills. You little motherfucking wives wanna take a bitch out to eat, take a bitch to the movies. I don't wanna do that 2019. The only thing I want from a nigga is my bills paid. Straight up. We can't do nothing else but that. I'm trying to secure the bag. And the motherfucking bag can be secured if we're sitting up.
So guys, that is the video that is circulating on social media at the moment. So here's the title of this particular episode. He's looking for a date. You're looking for a sponsor. Let me say that one more time and I'm gonna put a spin on it. He's looking for a date. You seem to be looking for a sponsor. You know, this video that is circulating right now would be funny if it wasn't so sad. It really would. I mean, the sense of entitlement that seems to have taken hold of a lot of women today on the dating scene is very sickening. And if I have any male listeners out there, I think this particular episode would be for you to take heed. There are a lot of women out here with that mentality that if you don't pay or can't pay their bills or a bill, then they simply don't want to deal with you. It's sad. It is disturbing. It is pathetic. It is unnerving, and it really shines a bad light on a lot of women that have sincere and, no agendas going into the dating scene. And it puts a lot of men on guard because there are a lot of women out there who take that approach. And I know this to be for sure because I participate in a minimum of 10 different groups where women are very vocal about their expectations on the dating scene and what they require from a man. I just think that demanding that a man pays your bills is tacky. I think it's premature, especially for the dating phase of it. And requiring a gentleman or a man to pay a bill before he can take you out on a date, I think it speaks a lot about to your financial stability or lack of. I don't know. I have brothers, a brother. I have nephews. I have a lot of male cousins in my family. And there are a lot of eligible male men. Male men. I'm so angry I can't speak. There are a lot of eligible men in my family. And if they ever ran across a woman like this, I would be horrified, And to make matters worse, this is a woman who's fairly attractive in the video. She is of African American descent. And what makes it a little bit more insulting to me as a black woman is that, recently, I'm not sure how many of you have seen the video or this particular video that it has resurfaced. It's from a few years ago that it was entitled 3 to 6 million black women can't find a man to date or a man to marry. And it basically was addressing how difficult it is for black women to be chosen or to find quality candidates to date. And even though it may seem offensive to some, it's real. It's real out there for a lot of black women. And when we know that the statistics are not in our favor, and I'm saying our because I'm a black woman, I'm happily married, so I'm not speaking from a place of being single, but I've been there before. To know what the odds are against black women on the dating scene and to have this type of ignorance being promoted and circulating on social media, I think is a disgrace. It is a disgrace because there are so many women out there. I think this is a women's day and age. This is our time. This is a time where women are really doing some wonderful, amazing things in society in terms of education, in terms of financial stability, in terms of sisterhood, in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of spiritual progression and awareness. And to have a woman that simply doesn't appear to have anything to offer to come out of the gates with these type of demands when you're in the dating scene with women who are making power moves. And to the men out there, and I call you men my brothers, beware of a woman like this, because when you connect with a woman, I think essentially whether she is wifey material or not, I think the goal of most people that are dating is to have a good time. Number one, you want to have a good time. You want the experience to be enjoyable. And if she is the one that you can commit to for an indefinite amount of time, you want it to be a power move of sorts. And taking on the responsibility of paying another woman's bill who is making that demand of you, she's a liability. She's not an asset. And you don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Why would you incur additional liabilities when you don't have to? And I think it is our responsibility as women, if you're going to be out here in the dating scene, you want to make yourself, you want to make yourself a good candidate. And you definitely are competing against women who have maintained their finances, who don't make financial demands on men just to have a date, and who seem to have great conversation and don't make a mockery of everything that women have fought against and stand for in today's age. I don't know. I just think that, there's something about an independent woman to a certain extent. I'm not talking about, all the way to the left. I'm talking about the independent woman who can stand on her own. The woman who can make things happen for herself and doesn't demand another adult to do that for her. If you have the resources to buy the enhancements to look the part of a video vixen, then surely you should have the resources to maintain your household or whatever other expenses that you may have. It's tacky. It's very tacky, and it's degrading to most. And, we have to speak out against behavior such as this. We have to speak out about the ignorance that is being, circulating on different social media platforms, because if we're going to change the dating culture and climate, we have to speak on it, we have to address it, and we definitely have to let our counterparts know that there are some of us that stand against that. This is pure foolishness, it's ignorance, and it is not to be tolerated. If you are a hardworking individual and you maintain your household, your expenses, your bills, and you pay taxes to the government, how dare another individual who simply thinks that because of the way that they look have a right to demand your finances to pay their expenses? We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it, because we're going to continue to have the conversation, and we're going to point it out. We're going to point it out. So if you're looking for a sponsor, I would say continue to be very vocal about that, because you need to be identified. And I'm pretty sure there are websites that would cater to whatever you're looking for. There's websites for everything these days, from, sugar daddies to fetishes to, one night stands, hookups. Anything you want can be found on the internet. But for the people out here who are sincerely looking for a good time, to have a wonderful date, to find a quality mate, this is not the way to go. And definitely not to entertain a person that has that type of mentality. And I was having the conversation with my daughter, and she said something that was so funny. I'm going to try to see if I can get it right. She says, if you happen to find yourself, she's speaking to the men, if you happen to find yourself on a date or in a situation, you're out with a woman or a young lady who demands or is inquiring which bill of hers that you can pay, you let her know that the bill that you are going to pay is the check, and end it right there. I will pick up the check, and we can go our separate ways, and you can go find another sponsor. Because little do you know, a woman who would demand that you pay a bill or make that a prerequisite for dating her, she's got a couple of other men that are paying some other bills for her as well. So the thought bopping gets really serious very quickly with a woman of this caliber. Beware, you've been warned. So this pretty much wraps up another episode of Diva Speaks. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, if I have stepped on any toes, please speak up. Email me at divaspeaksofficial@gmail.com. Spread the word. You can find Diva Speaks on any platform where podcasts are published. I am everywhere. You can also find me on my Facebook page, Diva Speaks Facebook. I'm trying to grow my page, so if you would be so kind as to look me up, follow, send a shout out, or whatever. Diva Speaks is 2 words on Facebook. So until the next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. Much love.